Oh yeah, just really to cool bring concept. That back would be.
Well, it's kind of like Gary, which I want to see that movie. It's called Yesterday, I believe, but it's new. It just came out, and it has the coolest concept and most original plot to a movie I've heard of in a long time. Movies are just so the same nowadays, or just remade.
Yeah,
but it's about if the Beatles didn't exist, but this dude is the only one that can remember the Beatles. Nobody else remembers the Beatles at all, and. Yeah, it's supposed to be a fantastic film, and I want to watch it so bad.
And he has no way of proving it by an album maybe he had in his possession.
I think he starts composing the songs himself, and people go crazy or something. But I'm left in the dark as to the rest of the plot, and I kind of want it to remain that way because I want to see how this movie plays out. Because I did hear it was just really good. And that's a really cool concept for a film.
Here's another thing. I want to get more guests for my programs because it just seems I have a hard time with that department.
Yeah.
I mean, great that I have you, but I like to be able to see if I could line up guests for other shows because I'm really getting tired of talking to myself. And that's what it becomes.
But it's cool because it's always on there and it's recorded, so when anybody wants to listen, they can always listen to it. That's the magic part of it.
That's the after effect.
The magic part of it is, Gary, that somebody in the world could be really sad and really depressed one night, just one person, and then they can come across your show and listen to a segment for and make them extremely happy and stuff. That the possibility of that maybe happening is just extraordinary, and I love that.
I'll have to also. I'm trying to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go visual. Planning on. Now I did this once before, but it kind of tumbled because I didn't have enough time to really do because I had more content. I got this thing on my computer. It's called XSplit, and what it is it's like a virtual television switching system. Okay,
and I've heard of it before.
I can broadcast a live stream on YouTube, and I'm planning to turn my show, the Gary Russen program, into a visual program.
Do it. That'd be awesome. Do it, or you could do it. If you have a PC camera, you could do it like that, and we could probably. I need to get one too, and we could probably do a video podcast back and forth.
Yeah, because you could do visual where you get the screenshot. Thing about that is though, XSplit. I might have to get rid because I got a lot of stuff on this computer. I think the problem is what happens is it screws up my CPUs and it slows it down. That's the only problem. I've frozen a couple of times.
If you look, you might be able to. You can get a external hard drive pretty cheap. That should help.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Someone told me I had to get an external hard drive anyway. Or what they call a 1 terabyte.
Yeah, that'll hold tons.
Which this thing here, sometimes this fan will kick in for some reason. It'll just start kicking in. So I got to clean it out. I think I might have some fuzz in there. I don't want to mess up my motherboard because I burned out the motherboard on this puppy once before.
Thanks for saying that. I need to get a duster when I go out.
I have later. I had one of those can air presser things. You go to Walmart and buy it.
Yeah, those things are amazing. I keep forgetting to get it when I'm up there.
And what I did was I cleaned out our clothes dryer with that because the lint gets stuck in the lint catcher. So what I did was I took it and blew all that lint out of there, and then clothes were drying better. Oh man! Anyway, I'm gonna get ready because our Cubs are gonna start playing here pretty soon, so I'm gonna kind of cut out of here real quick.
Oh, fantastic night to watch a ball game.
Yeah, because I carry the radio sighted on my 9-foot signal, and I used to do that with the Pirates back home. I had an FM station back home. I used to do that, and I sat down with one of the games and just let them run the commercials. I just simulcast it, And I timed out with my stopwatch on my watch, and I timed out. It is pretty much consistent as to the break lengths during the commercials. I knew exactly how long the commercial breaks were, so I could put in mine. And I come right back in. It sounded like I was running the board for the game on an actual station. It's absolutely cool. I do that with Rush Limbaugh. I do that with all that, and I just run my own spots, and it's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Hey, Gary, I got Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say my dinner's ready, and
I'm going to get myself ready here because I'm going to cut out here in about 10 minutes for baseball. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like when it comes to just conversing, I could
talk forever.
Several hours without like flinching. That's what like a lot of people that know me, they know I love talking. They're like, you must love that, and that's why I do. And you're a good person. You're awesome to talk to. Oh, it's always so much fun talking to you.
Yeah, I'm definitely all radio. Although, TV would be fun, but I always say I have a face for radio. All right, thanks.
Definitely have the voice.
Thanks a lot for joining us today and being on here, Ben, and maybe we could get back together here real soon. Thanks a lot for being on the program.
Absolutely. Have a good night, Gary.
Yeah, you too.
And thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Have a great night.
All right, signing out. God bless, buddy.
We'll see ya. God bless. We'll see ya. Bye. Yeah, Ben. Yeah. Anyway, Ben Ostman joining us here on GJRB Online for another great show. Absolutely fabulous. I don't have my applause thing anymore. I have to relocate that sound effect. I had it on here, and somehow it disappeared. So I'm going to have to go back into my effects button and try to find that back. Anyway, we're getting close to about 5:31 Central Daylight Time, 6:31 Eastern, and it is 4:31 in the Mountain Time Zone, 3:31 Pacific, and you're listening to the Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online. Yeah, I do time in all three time zones. I like it that way. And, of course, any other city, like Alaska. Anyway, do that time, and I got to do Hawaii, too. I think I have to be a little bit more fair to our friends in Hawaii. Definitely. So we'll have to get some Hawaii time, too, as well. You're listening to the Gary Russen program. We're going to be wrapping it up here real soon. It's on my 9-foot. Well, I could just stay on the air and just flip over the 9-foot signal and go in late. With the Cubs, because I have a few more things I want to do before I get off the air today. One of them is do a Clinton weather forecast. So I am going to go into the baseball game late, because this is my station and that's my 9-foot signal, and who really listens to it anyway? Or even picks up the 9-foot signal. I mean, no one really hears it. So I can do whatever I want with my local signal. So I'm just going to go ahead and join in late with the Cubs baseball game. And because they don't start actually until, that's just a pregame show anyway. I carried any other time. But I thought, well, I'm going, since I planned on doing that in the first place. I was going to do a broadcast split and just turn the FM station over to the Cubs. But I'm going to stay on the air till the end of this segment. I got 35 minutes left of this segment anyhow. So I'm just going to close out after 6 o'clock. And then turn it over to the baseball game. So I'm going to stay on the air a little longer. And let's see. We can do weather on the 5s and take a look at our Clinton forecast. So I'll do that. And then I'm going to... let's see here. Why don't we... let's do that. Weather on the 5's coming up here in like about a minute anyway, so let's just do it now. It'll be easier. Weather on the fives here on GJRB Online. Let's take a look at some of the temperatures across America right now. In Green Bay, Wisconsin, you guys are chilly. 47 degrees right now in Green Bay, Wisconsin. 69 degrees in Albuquerque, New Mexico under sunny skies. 58 degrees in Boulder, Colorado. 42 degrees in Rapid City, South Dakota. Kind of a chilly day for you guys in South Dakota right now. It's 70 degrees here in Clinton. 70 degrees. And winds are out of the south at 13 miles per hour. Relative humidity standing at 88%. I believe that. 67 degrees on the dew point. Barometric pressure 29.66 inches of mercury. And dropping. We have a visibility of 10 miles. Let's take a look at the forecast. Thunderstorms likely tonight. A few storms may be severe tonight. 63. Winds south-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And we have a chance of rain at 80%. So we got an 80% chance. I'm looking at our Spreaker Studios here. Should say our Spreakers. Our GJRB Spreaker Studios. And right now, looking at it, it's overcast. Doesn't look dark. Don't know about the other side of the apartment, but I know here it's somewhat dark. So we're expecting that to happen. So let's see what it'll do. And if it does get bad, and of course we're only going to be a daytime broadcast today on our 9-foot signal anyway. So that's the reason why I decided to just join the game late, because we're only going to be carrying the game on our 9-foot signal until about 8:30, and then we're going to cut it. Because my 9-foot signal only runs on, this 9-foot signal I run, it runs the transmitter, runs on batteries that run maybe, they're AAA batteries, so they die quickly. So I usually conserve by not being on the air very long. So I'm going to cut the signal about 8:30 tonight. And anyway, so... I'm just going to finish out this show with 32 minutes left and stay on the air a little longer. But like I said before, current temperature right now, 70 degrees at the GJRB Spreaker Studios. Weather on the fives, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, and any time in the hour that ends in 5. And when I'm doing an interview, like a fabulous interview I had with Ben today, I kind of saved the weather for later. So, weather on the fives again, the next show. And I'm planning on, by the way, tomorrow, sometime, don't know when, watch for postings on the GJRB Spreaker Public site. When you see the postings, we're on the air. Lori and I are talking about a show together tomorrow. So I don't know exactly what time that's going to be. I will have the live stream of our church services from the Church of Christ here in Clinton. That will be on the air sometime in the afternoon. I don't know exactly when again. Like I said, we're just going to do surprise broadcasts. I'm going to run that off the voice recorder. Trying to get it to run maybe live from the, but I'm not sure exactly when he puts it up. So I'll probably do the previous service, but another time. But I'm going to probably have the from the voice recorder the Sunday services tomorrow, and then later on, Lori and I will do a show together, and then later on I'll probably do another positive rock show. Emerging Sunday, new emerging artists, new Christian songs. So tune in for that, and then I don't know about Monday yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a show on Monday. I got some things to do. I got some prep work to work on. I got some other shows I'm working on, like a new episode of Radio, Television, and Movie Classics, and working on another Way Out There. Continuing my series. I'm going to talk to Ben about that. Technocracy, which I'm doing. Patrick Wood. I've been running this series now for quite a while on the what is called Technocracy. He wrote a book called Technocracy Rising, talking about how the technology is being used to control the masses, control the people. So it's something I've been running. And, of course, my near-death experience program segment. And I'm trying to get another guest on there. There was one on last night on Coast to Coast that was a very interesting guest. And I'm hoping that maybe perhaps that will show up on their YouTube channel. And so I can maybe get a hold of this guy. Can't remember his name offhand. I'll have to look in the web page to get the name, and maybe I can get this guy as a guest. He was real interesting, talking about again, near-death experiences, people who have experienced them, people who have died. They just recently had a thing come out on that. That they say that the brain, the consciousness, continues after death. And it was a real interesting piece there, so I'd like to get a hold of this guy and get him on. Otherwise, I'm going to clip that show and play it as a segment on Way Out There. So that's coming up. I've got a few other programs planning, including next week, when I'm going to have Music and Memories. That'll be next Friday, tentatively the 24th, at 3 o'clock Central, and I'm going to be doing the music of Doris Day, because Doris Day just died here recently. I want to do a show on her with the Band of Renown and some of the early Doris Day music. So we're going to do a Doris Day show on Music and Memories. So that's coming up, and so you're going to enjoy that. And then on the 25th, next Saturday, I want to bring back my Gary J Sports Page talk show, where I talk about sports. Ben, if you're still listening to the broadcast, maybe you ought to come on Sports Page. You seem to be working for a sports organization. It'd be a great conversation piece to talk some sports next week. If you're not working, I do a sports talk show. Now that show just needed a little tweaking, but I do the same thing. It's a format. I do sports scores every 10 minutes. And I talk about what's some of the news in sports, give me some commentary. Another guy I think I'm going to get a hold of is Bob Huber, because he is a big sports fan. So I'm going to see if we can get him on, talk some sports. So we're going to do Gary J Sports Page next week, back after a long absence. I think the last time I did a sports page, if I'm not mistaken, might have been, and I'm looking back, let me see. Last time I did a sports page, I'd have to go back into my winter post log to find it, because I can't remember the last time I did a sports page. I think it might have been January or February. One of those 2 months. I'll have to look it up. So I haven't done a sports page in forever. So I'm going to bring back sports page and talk about the Cubs and some of the Major League Baseball. Talk about some of the things going on. Like I said, a lot of football teams now already have released their fall schedule. So one of them was the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I believe the New Orleans Saints also released their schedule, and I believe also the Chicago Bears released their schedule for the season already. So we're going to look at some of the games coming up. And we'll do that and a few other things, and talk about various topics. I even talk about bowling. I talk about golf, my favorite, one of my favorite games. Tiger Woods, who just recently, he has been honored by even President Trump. Tiger Woods, absolutely fabulous golfer. Won his first Masters since 2005. Which was absolutely incredible. He is a outstanding golfer. So Tiger Woods, got to give him a lot of credit. He can really play golf. He's absolutely fabulous. So still a big congratulations to Tiger Woods on that. Great golfer. I like him. He is one of the best in the PGA, that's for sure. Also, we talk a lot about that and a whole lot more next week on the sports page here on GJRB Online. But first of all, I think on Tuesday, if things go good, I think Lori usually goes to her ladies' Bible study. We're going to crank it up at 10 o'clock in the morning for Gary J in the morning, playing your favorite music, news, weather, sports page, weather on the fives. And I got some new emerging artists to play, got some new songs to play from some of those new albums. And I got a brand new song by an artist named Samuel Day, Christian artist. We've been playing him. He has a new song, and we want to get that played quite a bit. It's a good one, too. As a matter of fact, he even has some mugs and stuff he's giving away with that. And I planned on participating in that contest he's got going. I just never got around to replying to it. But I'm going to get a hold of him because I really want to get that song on the playlist. I think it's called Time to Live. Absolutely great song. So we're going to see if we get that on. Absolutely fabulous song. New music from Samuel Day coming up. Next week we'll get that song played. And we got some more good programs for you here on GJRB Online. Later on that afternoon, it's going to be a long broadcast day on Tuesday because after we get off the air with that program, I'm going to return to the air at 1 o'clock for Radioland because I got that show ready. Radioland is where I play old-time radio, classic programs. I got a bunch of them for you this time around. And this is the show I promised, featuring it's funny, Blondie Dagwood. We're going to have a Blondie Dagwood, followed by my friend Irma. Another one right after that. I believe it is we get into some westerns, if I'm not mistaken. I have to bring that up, see what we have here. I know I have that down here, the rundown for Radioland, which I think I have right here. Radioland 101, because we're going to start counting the episodes of that show. I haven't had that many on anyway, so I'm going to be counting that. 101. Blondie and Dagwood, my friend Irma. We go into drama with the Radio City Playhouse from 1948. July 31st, Whistle, Daughter Whistle, and then a defense attorney program. Can't remember who's in that. And then The Man Called X, great series, an episode called Rhythm of Death from 1950, December 30th. And then right after that, a great show, another great show, just as good as The Shadow, which I absolutely love listening to. This one's called The Whistler from 1942, January 3rd, called The Weakling. And then we wrap it up with some science fiction with X-1 and Dimension X. Radioland Tuesday on GJRB Online for some great classic radio. So tune in for that. I know you're going to love that a lot. I love old-time radio. I love radio and imagination because it is the best way to, when you're using your imagination. And what old-time radio is using your imagination, using the theater of the mind is really fabulous, and I love listening to the old programs. So we got some great old-time radio. Tune in Tuesday, 1 o'clock Central Time for Radioland right here on GJRB Online. And I planned on scheduling that. I didn't make a mention of that was coming on, some old radio. So tune in for that broadcast. Radioland right here on GJRB Online. I got some email here. Let me see what this is. Oh, it's just an advertisement. Advertising a mop. Is that what it is? Okay, got a few Pinterest stuff. By the way, I'll get this show on Pinterest. I keep forgetting to do that. Usually we'll post this show on Pinterest to get an audience. I was doing that. And usually, sometimes it doesn't happen until I get off the air. And then I usually will post on Pinterest. So I'll be posting this show on Pinterest after I get all of them put up. So I'll be working on that one. And let me see. I want to go to GJRB Online here on Spreaker so that I can go to that segment I call What's on Spreaker. Because that's what we're going to do right now. What's on Spreaker? On GJRB Online. Yeah. Now, what's on Spreaker is what we do is I go through the schedule. People who have their show scheduled on the Spreaker main page. When I go to the home page, I hit that button where it's got the schedule. And I pull it up and let people know what's going to be coming on GJRB Online tonight, or what's going to be coming on actually on the Spreaker platform tonight. This fabulous podcast community platform. And we got coming up at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Central, Dynamic Debbie interview with music show with the Debbie Scott Radio Network. Coming up about 6 o'clock, so tune in to Debbie Scott. She plays some great music. Yeah, check out. She has some really good stuff. She has some great interviews, too. Some great musicians. Some of them we featured here as emerging artists. Great stuff. Then at 8 o'clock, late night GHTR. So that's classic rock. At 8 o'clock p.m., the Urban Mix with Kelly Keel and the Vinyl Oasis Radio is on at 8 o'clock Eastern, I think 7 o'clock Central Time. This is music featuring new emerging artists, vinyl. I guess they play a lot of stuff on records. It's a Vinyl Oasis, so it's a lot of it's old vinyl stuff. I gotta check this show out. That's pretty good. And then Music to Fly By is on at 9 o'clock. 8 Central from a news station I'm following called MTFB. 9 o'clock Central Time. MTFB. Great show. Tune into this. It's great stuff. I've listened to them. They are really good. They got some good music too. MTFB tonight, 9 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. I'm not sure that time's correct. 9 o'clock is they kind of flipped on me with whatever Eastern, Central, whatever. 9 o'clock Eastern, I'll check it at 8 o'clock Central Time. Music to Fly By, MTFB. At 11 o'clock p.m., I know that's correct, is the Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. And that is on tonight at 11 o'clock Central Daylight, 9:05 Pacific, midnight 05, or midnight 06 actually, Eastern Time. So it's 11:06 p.m. And Dave Scott is not on the weekends, but it is Tessa Nicole Thomas. She takes the board and she does a good show too. Psychic Saturdays, Psychic Sundays. So tune in for that tonight. Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. And of course, again, like I said, Tessa Nicole Thomas takes the board on the weekends with her Psychic Saturday and Sunday. All right, let's go over to Sunday, by the way. Let's get up early tomorrow morning, and some of the stuff in the bright early morning hours usually is weird stuff like the Gyp Zone. I say weird. See, they're good. The Gyp Zone, I don't know how they could broadcast. This is from the same station. Probably must be using separate computers. A show, the Gyps Zone, and the Gyp Zone mixed up, all from the Ace Man. So they must have 3 studios broadcasting at the same time. I don't know how they could do that. But anyway, that's what they got on. 2:30 in the morning, Dirty Rotten Tarot by Wolfman Mike. Later on in the morning, 8 o'clock a.m., Going Back in Time with Marie. Another fabulous show from MTFB tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Okay, then at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central Time, it's Radio Hope with Mike Myers. Radio Hope. And you can listen to him. He has inspirational moments. I want to good condolences to his family, especially with the... And, of course, a lot of prayers going out to his family. Prayers of comfort because of the loss of his brother Dale. I believe the funeral was today. So I hope that everything is going well. I know that's tough. That's a tough thing to take for a family member dies. A lot of prayers go out to comfort to his family. Dynamite Debbie interview, music show, the Debbie Scott Radio Network, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. Now, this station I got to listen to, the New West Radio Theater. Now, these people are fabulous. The New West Radio Productions. Now, they play old radio shows, too. I have to listen to their podcast of the past podcast. I haven't had a chance to check them out yet. New West Radio Theater. They're on at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and again at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. At 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 Central. I'm not sure exactly which, but I think it's 8 o'clock. S4, Eric Cooper is on the air, which is a great lead-in for Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. And that is what's going on Spreaker over the next 24 hours. So tune in for that. What's on Spreaker? Brought to you by Spreaker. You know, you could do this show, this kind of radio too. It's fabulous. I already have one guy on here, and that is what we just talked to. Ben Osman's son. He's going to try and do a podcast. He's got something going. It's going to be fabulous. So we're going to check that out. He is absolutely fabulous. And we're going to see what's going to happen there. This is the place to do it. Spreaker. I mean, it would be pretty cool if they would have had all this back in the 50s. You know, really would have been really interesting. I probably would have had all this bigger studio, big tape decks. My automation would have been on these humongous honking reel-to-reels. Wow. Anyway, Spreaker's fun, and you can be part of it too. All you got to do is just apply. Very simple. It's free. The free plan, the free speech plan, only 15 minutes at a time. But I'll tell you what, in 15 minutes you could probably will pack up a lot of stuff. And you just keep on, when it runs out, you just start all over again. You want to keep going, just purposely stop it for a few seconds, put your title in. I got a title page on the Windows here, on my Windows documents. And I just copy and paste. I copy the title, and paste the title up on the title page and hit that button, and I'm right back on the air. So I mean, this is the place to do it. Spreaker, Spreaker. It's speaker spelled wrong on purpose with an R. Spreaker, and broadcast to the world. Gary J. Russen with you on GJRB Online, and we're getting close to the end of the show. I stayed on an extra longer, about 12 more minutes left to go, and the Cubs have already started their pre-game on the Cubs radio network on my 9-foot side, so we're going to join in progress after I get off the air, because we're not going to be on the air that long, because if it gets stormy, I'm going to have to shut down anyway. So we're going to broadcast that till 8:30 on the closed circuit. But here on Spreaker, I'm going to stay on for about 11 more minutes and 54 odd seconds, and close out this show and just use up all my time so I don't waste it. You know what I'm saying? So that'll give me a chance to promote programs and talk about what we're going to do on GJRB. And on the GJRB TV YouTube channel, which you can subscribe. Take a look at that. We have some great videos on there too, and just one played earlier, the one with Ray Stevens. But I have other stuff on there too, some interesting videos. I have channels that you can check out, including Slapped Ham. Yeah, I like the name of that. But the guy who does that does a really good job. I get good credit. He is fabulous. And he will tell some weird stories of the bizarre and the unusual. And it's a great show. Check it out. Slapped Ham. I'm going to try and get a hold of that guy too. I like to have him as a guest. He is cool. I mean, some of the videos are really outrageous. But I'm gonna get a hold of him and see if he can. I'm gonna just message him on his YouTube channel try to get him on as a guest on Way Out There, because that would be absolutely fabulous. The other one I want to talk about, of course, is the one Lori and I watch consistently all the time. So I want to promote YouTube for just a little bit, because with GJRB TV on YouTube is going to be back to more active stuff, and the Gary Russen program video version will be on the GJRB TV YouTube channel. Now, I go through what I call XSplit Broadcaster, and it's kind of like having a portable TV, virtual TV station right here on the computer. And I can switch to videos, and I even have a video commercial on there. I'm trying to work on some more of those, and work on getting like my own video commercials produced, talking about GJRB TV on YouTube and how to subscribe and stuff. So you might be seeing those too as well. But that is another guy I'm thinking about getting a hold of for an interview, and they are from Alaska. Bert Summers and Jessica Summers, and the fabulous family. They are from the North Pole, so we're going to get them on our program sometime soon. So we got going to line up some guests, that's for sure, and have some more better programming here on GJRB. So check us out. That's Spreaker, Spreaker, Spreaker. Now you'll see the when I post, when I go on live, it's supposed to be on Facebook, and like I said before, I have not been too happy with them lately, because I believe that I'm being shadow banned. I believe I'm being blocked. So I'm going to still be there on Facebook, but my presence will be there, and the radio shows and the GJRB online listener group page is still going to exist, and I'll still post my show on Meet the Spreakers and Spreaker Tavern. I'll still do it there. I will still post all of them there, but I'm going to put a lot of my activity on other social sites. One of them is called MeWe. You've heard of commercials. I advertise it here on Spreaker all the time. MeWe, and that is a free speech social site. They are absolutely incredible. You can post anything you want on there, Bible verses, whatever you want, and they won't kick you off. They won't shadow ban you. They won't take things off, and because of your opinion, like all these other public social sites. MeWe, MEWE, and that is again a free speech social site. So check them out, MeWe, and I run their spots all the time. As a matter of fact, I think I have that commercial on my list for play. So I'm going to put that in after I get off the air. So I'll run that spot. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew I had that in there. So I'll run that last group of promos that I would normally have run. Though that ran yesterday. So I will run those group of spots and do that. So let's see. I want to. Oh yeah. It's too late to run the opening for the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. Well, I'll put that on for the next time we do that. But it's still the same show, the Gary Russen program. It's just that I ran the wrong opening at the beginning of the show. So, that's me. Not being prepared. So that's all right. Let's see. I want to go down the list to where I have the theme for our show. That's the one I go out with. Okay, where is that? Here it is. It should be here. The Gary Russen program, new theme, Gary Russen program, copy, preview, what have you, new theme, Gary Russen program. Okay, here we go. Don't matter where I get it from. I know it's the length. All right, so I'm going to get ready to sign off this program, which I'm going to do. And because I got about maybe 5 minutes and some odd seconds before I go, I want to thank once again Ben Osman Osan, or should I say, I'm going to call you Ben Osman. Thank you so much for being on the program. I still have your song on the computer, that one you have called Home, and I can't remember, there's another song, and I was playing those. I'm going to get that back in circulation. I haven't played that for a while. I'm going to put that back in my recurrence list, because that is a good song. I'll get that back on. And thank you so much for being on the program. It was a great time talking to you today. It was really outstanding. Had a fabulous time talking about all kinds of stuff. It was a great show. So that's going to do it for me. That's going to wrap it up for the Gary Russen Saturday Extra for today. The Gary Russen program Saturday Extra. We might be on tomorrow. You never know. We've got something planned. Yeah. And I got some music. I got Christian rock and the church services. And then Tuesday, it's going to be the Gary Russen, Gary J in the morning, possibly. And then later on, Radio Land, Old Time Radio next week. Until then, thanks a lot for joining me for this show. Had a great time doing the show. Had a lot of fun talking to Ben. And we'll talk to you again real soon for another edition of the Gary Russen program, the Gary Russen program Saturday Extra, produced by GJRB Online and produced by me, Gary Russen. And music brought to you through this is a free site. I got that music from Facebook, free music. And thanks a lot for tuning in. And we'll catch you again possibly tomorrow. Until then, have your best night ever. So long, everyone. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.mewe.com. That's MeWe. MeWe. the internet's free speech social site.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's Sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's Sports page.
Join me for Sports Page at a brand new time, alternating
This
Saturdays
is the